Hi guys, we are live. Hello, hello. Okay, hold on. It is 2 p.m. Well, 2:10 Fiji time. I have just tried something different, so hopefully everything is coming on live beautifully. Let me just check. But when you do jump in, please say hello and let me know where you're joining us from. I am trying to go live on three platforms. So we're going to see if it actually worked. I'm not sure. Yikes, maybe it didn't. Oh my goodness, did it work? Did it work? Looks like it worked. Uh, okay. There we go. Is that gonna work? Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys. It is showing we are not quite on. I don't know why. Okay. We are on, but we're not, if that makes sense. Hmm? Can we please go live now? We are live. Some of you are seeing me. I'm trying to go live on three platforms, and there seems to be a bit of a problem with one of them. I'm not quite sure what it is. So, what is going on? Let me just see. Sorry, guys. Mm-hmm. Share, yes. Okay, please go live. Let's go live. Post details. I do have a post. Edit post details. What do I need to edit? Join me. I'm just going to put that. Save. That's it. Oh, that's it. Okay. Okay. Facebook just wanted me to have a description as well on my live. And so there we go. So my Facebook page is now on. I have an echo. Do I have an echo? I don't have anything on right now, Con. Can you just double check that? I do have, I think what you're seeing is Facebook, because Facebook personal page is on. Oh, we're good now. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so it looks like finally we did it right. There has been some changes, as I mentioned previously with StreamYard, but oh, this is so cool. I'm really on. I can see it. Okay. Let me just turn that off because we need to conserve our Wi-Fi stuff here. Otherwise, you might lose me. But again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and thank you for joining me for another Cuppa with Michelle. For those of you that are jumping in from my personal page, finally, I can stream on time on my personal page. It's something that I haven't been able to do for quite a while because of the changes. And so, really happy that I am seeing that it is actually working right now. Okay, let me just make sure. Yes, I've got the comments on. Please jump in. Let me know where you're joining me from. And hey, Hassan, awesome to see you again. Thank you for joining me. And thank you, Connie, again. Let me know if we have any problems with what's showing up. But I wanted to share with you a bit of my experience during my birthday weekend. And I don't want to say names. So if you've actually jumped onto my personal page and you've seen where I was, awesome, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I am not going to mention any names here because I had a great time. I had a great time during the holiday. It wasn't so great by the time I got home and realized what had happened. So grab your cup of coffee, cup of tea, your water, your vino, whatever it is that you want to be sipping while you're watching this, and then have a seat and let us have some real life travel talk. Okay. This one is just one of those topics that's not glamorous, though the place that I was in was quite amazing. But it is really practical. It's something that travelers need to know about. But again, before I start, please do like, follow, subscribe the platform you're joining us from so that you don't miss any of our lives next time. Okay? All right. I'm just going to have a sip and see how we're going. Awesome, Connie. I'm seeing you're watching from YouTube and YouTube is working fine. Awesome, awesome. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so we are live on 3 platforms. We're live on YouTube, Michelle T. Jones, on my Facebook page, Michelle T. Jones Official, and my private profile. So for those of you that are friends and families who haven't heard from me for a while, blame StreamYard. But yeah, anyway, we're all good now. Changes in StreamYard, you just have to put your special stream key into StreamYard for your private profile, so it actually works. Okay, well, glad you asked that. What unexpected? Your title make me panic already. Don't panic. It's all good. I guess I can say that now. I was pissed off last night, but I'm feeling better right now. So just before we get started, I just want to say I'm not here to shame any place or damage reputation. So I'm not going to be mentioning any names of accommodation places. But what I'm going to say is this is going to be about the icky bed bugs. Okay, bed bugs can actually turn up anywhere that you travel, budget or luxury. And I know because that's happened. Because, well, bed bugs, like what we read about all these other pests in other places, is they hitchhike to where they are, right? They either attach to people, their clothes, or their cars, and they get to the next destination through the travelers that actually go into those destinations. And as much as we'd like to think that luxury places won't have them, well, I actually thought that too, and it's not that. So I am here to actually share that story with you. Before that, I also want to say, hey, this is all, sorry, no makeup look, because I am trying to heal. If you can see, I am quite dark. I actually burned in the sun during my holiday. I actually like it, makes me look healthier, right? When you're darker, you look healthier rather than when you're all white. But yeah, I just need to allow my skin time to recover. Adam's face has started peeling and it's looking really scary. So I'm hoping mine doesn't do that. And that's why I don't want to put anything on my face and just allow it time to heal and carefully just, transition back to the color that it needs to be. But yes, it is au natural. Okay, anyway, let's talk about bed bugs. I stayed in this beautiful 5-star resort here in Denarau. It is an amazing place, I still have to say. Amazing breakfast buffet, amazing setup, had my welcome drink. Oh, just beautiful experience. Adam and I loved it. Loved the fact that we were able to relax. Loved the temperature of the water. And I've been sharing this a lot since that day on the beach. It was a beautiful experience until I got home on that day and felt this bite. And I thought, maybe it might just be a muzzy bite, give it a break, not wanting to worry about anything. And then it just progressed. And one really important thing to note is with bed bug bites, you don't see it straight away. You don't notice the bites straight away. And, that's a tricky part. You don't feel the itch straight away as well. It can take 1 to several days later for the bites to actually all appear. I remember when it happened to me again in another resort, again near that area in Denarau. And this was it wasn't a budget resort. I don't want to be a snob, but I don't really go budget, right? Excuse me, in this age, in my age, and with all the work that I've done, and savings that I've done, we need to pamper ourselves when we can pamper ourselves. So budget isn't really me. That's my kids. Right now, when my kids go places, then they can decide if they want to go budget or not. But I'm not a budget person. So to actually get bed bugs in the places that we've been to has just been so heartbreaking. I have to say, knock on wood, this doesn't seem as bad as what the last one was. The last time I was covered, like my whole torso was covered in bites. I looked like I had hives. It was so bad, and I couldn't sleep. Just horrible itch and horrible pain as well. Because you end up scratching, you can't stop it. It's just so irritating, and it just ruined like my week. I had 2 weeks of just horrible, horrible itch and stuff. Okay, very okay. Sorry, I thought that comment had to do with our live. Okay. Hassan, thanks for the message. That message is not meant for our threads. Private DM me if you want something like that. I don't really like seeing messages like that on my thread because it has nothing to do with what this is. I love and appreciate comments about the live. Feedbacks are welcome. Sales stuff is not. Okay. All right. Anyway, so let's go back to what I was talking about. Yeah, so they don't show up straight away. I was reading somewhere, especially at the height of my really uncomfortable situation before, just how long it takes for everything to come up. And they said the whole duration of bed bugs on your system. Well, uh, the time it takes for your bed bugs to pop up and disappear is actually 2 weeks. Takes 2 weeks for them to finally disappear. And because of that, you don't know how badly the how bad the bites are gonna be until maybe about a week into that whole, if I'm not mistaken, a week into, experiencing all the bed bug bites, and just because of the way it works, just because of the way they pop up. Also, it's hives and mozzie bites and bed bugs all look differently. Bed bugs are very correct characteristic of their three bites. And I was watching a video the other day when I was trying to figure out, oh my God, how am I gonna get rid of this bloody thing? Am I doing it right? Have I done it right previously? You want to be able to read about it and research it when you're not so overwhelmed by the itch yet. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna start my research. And one guy actually said bed bug bites can be identified because it's three in a row. It's like literally a line, three in a row. And because it's called breakfast, lunch, and dinner bites. And I thought that's a funny thing to say, but it's so true. And that's how we can identify it. Um, when I had it all over my torso, like you would see it almost like it's almost like the constellation, that constellation with the three stars. You see all that lines of three stars in different spots. Yeah, like I had it here on my collarbone, I had it under my bra line, I had it on my belly button, I had it everywhere. And because you get so itchy and irritated and you scratch, you end up having something like an allergic reaction around that area as well, right? So one of the most important things to remember is, remember, if that ever happens to you, have and take an antihistamine. I do not like taking medication, but oh my gosh, I have never had such irritating itch in my life compared to when I got bitten by bed bugs. Mind you, it's been a very, very long time since I had chicken pox. So I'm trying to remember if that was as bad back then. I do remember being really upset when I had my chicken pox, but so I can't describe. They were too far apart from each other for me to remember my own personal experience and figure out which one's worse. But it was really bad. And so just remember, you need some sort of antihistamine to actually help calm your own nervous system down, because you are just all hyped up, and this itch is just overwhelming, right? Also, one thing that truly works is using isopropyl alcohol. Filipinos love their alcohol. In the Philippines, we all have alcohol in our home, and alcohol is the best thing to actually get rid of or kill the eggs, get rid of whatever it is that's still left on the bite marks, on the bite areas. And I was watching this video, and amazingly, when you put alcohol, that isopropyl alcohol, in a sprayer bottle and spray like your linen, if you've got the bed bugs from your home, if you spray your bed linen, or especially the areas where the bed bugs hide, if you spray those areas and the bed bugs are there, it actually kills the bed bugs on contact, which is great. Okay, in this case, it isn't in our house, it was in the hotel. And I actually suspect it was probably in one of it was on the whatchamacallit, the day bed that we were on, when we were swimming. Because one of the things that I did was, when I went onto the bed, I actually wrapped myself with a towel because I was all wet from the beach and then the pool. Wrap myself with a towel, lie down on the bed, and then just kind of fell asleep because I was so exhausted. It was such a relaxing day. And my bite marks are literally on the area below where the towel would have been. So that's why in my head I'm wondering if it's there. I obviously didn't see any of the bed bugs, because if I did, then I would know exactly where it was that I got it. And that's how it is, right? So to make sure that it doesn't pass on, our clothes from our stay are all washed, they're dried. The dryer, the heat actually is what kills them. If they are not very sensitive clothes, then wash them with hot water. If they are sensitive clothes, you might want to hand wash them with much warmer water than you would normally do. I would still put hot water, even if it's a delicate material, but I wouldn't put it in hot water in the washer, right? Because the washer will keep them in hot water for longer, and you don't want to ruin your clothes. We found before was that the whole time during these 2 weeks, when you basically have it, we were just always making it a point to remember and not skip on it, to not sleep on our bed with the clothes that we wore on that day. That should normally be the practice anyway, but sometimes people forget, they get exhausted, and they lie down. So it was always something that I remind my husband, nope, get changed before you lie down, get changed before you lie down. We change the sheets more often than we would normally. So we usually change our sheets like every couple of weeks. Every couple of weeks, no, twice in a week. Yeah, twice a week. So we actually change it like every 2 days. Every 2 days we were changing our sheets, washing in hot water. If we had sun, drying in the sun. If we didn't have sun, dryer. Just put it through the dryer. Mind you, if I were back in Australia, I don't think I would even lay it out in the sun. I would just put it straight in the dryer, because you can zap it with the heat. But our dryer here isn't quite as big, and it takes much longer for sheets to actually dry. So everything backtracks, and we want all our clothes washed every day, right? And all that actually leads to you preventing, whatever, rebites, like new bites, because if you had a hitchhiker in your suitcase, you'd get rid of it. Now, some people use pesticides. I don't really use pesticides. At the very least, I would actually suggest spraying your suitcases with alcohol and just drying it under the sun, spraying it with alcohol, drying it under the sun. So heat should kill it, and that's why I'm also not quite sure where we got it, because I'm thinking if heat kills it, my God, that beach was so hot all week, and I don't know how those bed bugs could have been in that day bed. So again, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just guessing here, but well, we weren't really anywhere else. We were just there. So sad to say, I cannot imagine it being picked up anywhere else. Now, the point of this again is not to criticize places. It's to help you equip yourself of what you need to do when that does happen, right? Bed bugs are insects. They inject fluid that can make the bite hard to feel in the moment that it happens. Okay. But anywhere between 1 to several days, and in some people, 2 weeks before they actually see the reactions. But I would say 2 weeks to see the fullness of the reaction, 1 to 2 days to actually see the effects, and then about maybe 7 to 14 days to see the full reactions. I remember when I had the bed bugs the first time around, because we were in the accommodation for, how long were we there? Can't even remember if it was 4 days, 5 days, or a week, but I had to make sure I counted from the last day we were in the resort to actually know more or less until when I was gonna see those bed bug bites on my body, right? And it was to the dot. It was 14 days. So anyway, again, stuff that you can do: wash the area really well with soap and water. Some people say, oh, there might still be eggs there, or there might be whatever. So just wash it with soap and water. Take an oral antihistamine if you have something that you can take that is natural and that's your preference, and go for it. I do take a lot of herbs and a lot of stuff, but I have to say, at the height of it all, when my whole body, my whole torso had it, I had to rely on Claritine. Claritine was what I was taking. I did try a lot of different stuff at that height. No matter how amazing you are as a practitioner, I'm not saying that I'm an amazing practitioner, but I'm saying no matter how good you are, or how many formulas you have, unless the formulas are sitting on your shelves, when these things happen, you literally can't think clearly because the itch overwhelms you, right? And so I tried everything. I tried the whatchamacallit, hydrocortisone cream. The hydrocortisone cream that I used was oh shucks, what's it called? Eh, I totally forgot. But anyway, hydrocortisone cream. Uh, oh, I can see the photo, but I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I will type it up below when I remember. And the key is you need to do whatever it takes to actually stop the scratching. The scratching will make things worse. And I did that to myself last time. I was so overwhelmed. I couldn't get rid of the itch, and I kept scratching. And literally, the redness spread, and it looked like I had hives. I was red, and rashes were everywhere. And the more you scratch, the more the reaction of the itchy feeling spreads in your body. Okay, it's like an allergic reaction, literally. So try to relax, wash. Alcohol was a godsend to me. Aloe vera was another thing that I actually put. Witch hazel is a great anti-inflammatory, so again, you can put that too. But again, on top of all that, I was taking my antihistamine. Don't no matter what you do, no matter where you go, whether or not there are bed bugs in the place, a good practice is to never put your travel bag on your bed, especially when you get home. Okay, put it straight into your laundry area, wash it straight away, spray it straight away, or at the very least, put it in an area where it's isolated, right? So if you get home late and you're not able to put it in the wash straight away, put it in an isolated area that doesn't get affected. Because if there are bed bugs with there, it will start crawling everywhere. But if you are paranoid, make sure you keep vacuuming your home, keep washing your sheets until that whole 2 week period is gone, and until you know for a fact that there's nothing itchy, no rebites, no new bites, or no new reactions or infestation. Is that the word? But on your body, and you don't see any bed bugs at all, right? Okay. What else? I'm trying to remember what else. There are different guidelines that some that you can find online. Some people say freeze stuff, freeze clothing, blah blah blah. Inspect zippers. Again, those are things that you do if the infestation is in your home. If it's from somewhere else and you've come home, the really best thing that you can do is make sure that your clothes, your suitcase are all cleaned well. Your car is vacuumed and cleaned well, and just do that continuously for the next, week or two, to make sure that everything that could have hitchhiked had been taken care of. If it's so bad that it's gone to your sheets, it's gone to your beds, you will have to get special cleaning done to your home, because I actually heard people talk about how it goes into your floorboards, it goes to the sides of your beds, and they multiply, and before you know it, it'll be very, very hard to get rid of it from your home. So again, I hate getting test work done in my home, but in those cases, I actually would do it. Okay. I did it once when we found a lot of redback spiders in our home in Canberra. Straight away, got the pests people in to actually do proper cleanup in our home. Okay. So, not a great topic to talk about, but really important topic if you travel a lot like we do. Really important traffic topic if you are a trailing spouse like I am, and you travel in places that you're not as familiar with as being back home. And I don't know what it is about Fiji, but we hear bed bug infestations a lot in this place. So just something to take note of. We do have great holidays here. There are great beaches here. The people are beautiful, but you just need to know what to do if that happens to you, right? So the big takeaway, right? Even in a 5-star situation, life happens. The goal isn't paranoia, it's having a calm mind, knowing what to do. See, watching stuff like this will remind you of my reminders and my pointers and my tips when that happens. If you've never heard about it, you'll not know what to do, and you'll go crazy and panic when it hits you. Because I didn't know anything about bed bugs. It was never a problem, right? I have been to so many places. I have stayed in so many different places and stayed in much, lower star accommodations in the past, but never, ever, ever have I experienced bed bug bites. So hope this helps you guys. Hope this helps, your friends and family who might be coming over here, and just be aware. Have isopropyl alcohol in your bags. I'm not. You can buy it in some of the chemists here. It's not always something that I find here, but we do have that. When I see it, I buy bottles, and yeah, just know what to equip yourself with. Right? Travel with an antihistamine. It's not bad to travel with one. Um, you know, I suppose I do that because I developed an allergy for cat hair and dog hair. after my second child. I've always had cats, I've always had dogs, but for some reason my system, my biology kind of changed, and I started reacting to, I developed asthma at a later stage in my life. And what triggered it was dog hair and cat hair. Mind you, I've got a dog, but that's why he's a very short haired dog. Oh, he's right here behind me. And yeah, so I always have it in my bag, but it's not something that is, um, it's something that's wise to travel with, right? And for, I also travel with a ventilator, no, Ventolin, because it's great for asthma, but it's also a first aid thing, right? If you bump into someone with asthma and they can't breathe, they don't have their own puffer, it's good to always have that with you. So those were the things that I always made sure I had, but that was on a first aid side of things. I do have that when it's pack up time, because dust and the accumulation of dust in one place actually triggers my asthma, and it only ever happens when I'm packing, when we're finishing our posing, packing at the end, or packing or unpacking in the next place. So I always have that, but those are things that are good to have with you, right? Does it leave a mark? Oh my God, yes. Well, no, 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 sorry. The marks from the bites previously on my torso, they're gone. You see the bloody marks when they're inflamed, right? When they're at their peak, when they're hurting you, when they're so itchy, but they do disappear. Okay, so anyway, if you found that helpful, if you know anyone that might be, let me just turn this on, it's gone really hot. Um, if you know anyone that might be suffering right now with bed bugs or love to travel, and you thought, I think this is something that they can learn from, please do share this video with them. And I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what it is that you want to hear about, what health topics you'd like to me to talk about, or even business topics, trailing spouse stuff. Let me know, and I'll make sure that we include that in our next couple with Michelle. Till then, have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, depending on where you guys are watching from. And I hope you found that helpful. My discomfort can help you avoid a discomfort in the future. So, have a great day, everyone. Bye.